Welcome to the Ogles channel, and thanks for watching today. We got a lot of news to discuss for this past week and this upcoming week when it comes to the video game community. We got some Mario Kart 64 speedrunning drama to discuss. We have some upcoming directs to discuss. We have an extra wide GameBoy Advance that was created that we need to discuss, and we also have some controversy, or some disappointing news rather, when it comes to the Steam Deck and the docking for some players. But let's start things off the Mario Kart 64 drama. Now, there are 32 records that you can achieve in Mario Kart 64 because there are 16 tracks, and it'd be a fastest lap record as well as the fastest 3-lap record that you could achieve on each track, making 32 records total for the Mario Kart speedrunning community. Now, a few years back, a player named Matthias Roostermeyer began the challenge to have all 32 records at once. It became very clear very fast that he was the best Mario Kart 64 player out there, and this was a very possible goal that he could actually meet. Therefore, the Mario Kart 64 speedrun community all band together to try to stop his efforts in a spirit of competition. Every time Matthias would upload a record, the community would focus on that one record and try to reclaim it. Matthias was not stopped easily though, and he got up to 31 of the 32 records won, until Daniel Burbank entered onto the scene. Now, Daniel was quickly overtaking records similar to how Matthias was doing, but to prevent the combined effort of the community to try to stop him that had plagued Matthias, Daniel decided to hoard his scores and upload multiple record-breaking times all at once. This made it very difficult for the community to focus their efforts to try to reclaim their scores quickly, and this past week, Daniel actually got all 32 world records at one single time, making him the champion of the 32-32 challenge. But in response to this, Matthias has now retired from the community. The one that was originally trying to get this goal, he's now out of the community. He has simply decided it's just not fun anymore. And it really boils down to Daniel sort of playing dirty on here and hoarding those scores and uploading them all at once. He made the following comment: "Some people will call me a bad loser when I refuse to congratulate, but Dan lost all my respect last year, and for me, sportsmanship is more important than gamesmanship. He feared the fair battle and sneaked to the top so that I couldn't defend properly, and although he became a very strong competitor, it's a loss." Which I can totally see. I mean, it's an unspoken rule in any speedrunning or high score community. When you break that score or you break that time, you upload it, and that way everybody can see your score, and you have the ability to essentially defend that title to anyone who wants to challenge it. But when you upload just a horde of scores all at once, or a ton of scores all at once, it really does it prevents that competition from happening. It's not really a fair game anymore. But for now, Daniel Burbank is the world record holder of all 32 records when it comes to Mario Kart speedrunning community. So congratulations, Daniel. So let's move on to some more current games here. Last week we did have a Nintendo Indie Direct, so not a main Nintendo Direct, but an Indie Direct that showcased some pretty cool indie games that are upcoming or instant releases for the Nintendo Switch. And there were some good games that came out for this. I mean, Axiom Verge 2 got its release, and I'm still waiting to play the first Axiom Verge, but both games look great, and I'd like to dive into those at some point soon. We also, of course, got Garden Story announced, and that looks like a pretty fun little game. Sort of like Stardew Valley-ish from that. I've not played it, but it looks pretty fun. Excited about that. But the one I'm probably most excited about is Tetris Effect Connected. Now, I love a good puzzle game. I mean, it's just part of who I am. Mario, or Dr. Mario growing up, and of course, you know, obviously Tetris and Yoshi Cookie. All those games are fantastic games. Oh, and Pokemon Puzzle League. That's even, or Tetris Attack, some of you know about. Regardless, I love a good puzzle game. So Tetris Effect Connected is coming out, and it's like we're finally getting a Tetris game that's made for people who truly love Tetris versus the Battle Royale style of Tetris 99. With Tetris Effect Connected, it looks like you can actually do some online play against your friends individually. Looks like you can do some fun modes where you actually like work together to solve Tetris puzzles at the same time. Looks like all kinds of amazing modes on this Tetris Effect, and honestly, I'm really down for a new Tetris game, so I'm really excited about this. But the Nintendo Indie Direct had some pretty cool games on it, and you can definitely check that out. But those are some of the highlights that I saw from it. And of course, this week we have the Pokemon Direct coming out on August 18th, and it's going to, of course, give a better look at Pokemon Legends, as well as Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. And I'm really excited to sort of see the update on these games. Supposedly, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are getting a bit of a graphical upgrade after some of the complaint on the last trailer, but we'll see how they do on that. And I'm always excited to sort of, see if Pokemon has any surprises for us, because it seems like every time they do a Pokemon Direct, there's always something I didn't know about that comes out, and we have a little bit of surprise. So I'm really excited for the Pokemon Direct. Also fans of 3D platformers such as Banjo-Kazooie, Mario 64, Sonic Adventure, Ukulele if you like that game as well. But if you enjoy 3D platformers, we have a specific 3D platformer Direct that's going to be coming out later this month that was announced this past week. And it's going to be called Hubworld. It's just a bunch of indie developers who are all coming together to showcase their 3D platforming games. And you got some pretty cool looking games that are going to be announced at this thing, or showcased rather. But if 3D platformers are your thing, definitely wait until August 29th and you can catch this full Hubworld Direct of all these indie developers and what they have in store for us for these type of 3D games. And in completely pointless news, we now have a Game Boy Advance that's been made extra wide for no reason. Even the creator of the video announced it's for no reason. The Retro Future here, they released or announced their little project, and you can see it here. It's a Game Boy Advance that is extra wide. Now, will it play any Game Boy Advance game? Yes, it plays just like a regular Game Boy Advance, but you now get to play it in wide format. Maybe it's a little easier to play that way. I don't know. It's sort of pointless, but I think that's sort of the point of this. It was just simply, hey, we now have an extra wide Game Boy Advance. But let's go ahead and wrap the news up with some possible disappointing news on the Steam Deck for players who want to play it in docked mode. Now, the Steam Deck is obviously getting a lot of steam here right now because it's going to be basically a portable PC that you can play all of your Steam games on. And you can, of course, dock that portable PC and you can play those Steam games on your TV, monitors, and things like that. However, when you dock it, it's not going to actually increase the power of the Steam Deck at all. Now, this is opposite of how the Nintendo Switch works. When you dock the Nintendo Switch, it gains a little bit of extra power and goes from 720p to 1080p with a little bit better frame rate at the same time. But the Steam Deck is not going to actually gain any extra power when being docked for TV mode. And so the 800p resolution that's on the handheld, how's that going to translate when it comes to a 4K TV or a 1080p TV or, heaven forbid, an 8K TV if you have all that extra cache lying around? But it has a lot of players worried that are there going to be performance issues when it transfers over to being docked mode? And of course, this is not a big concern to most players because most players are going to use it in handheld mode anyway. So dock is going to be a separate purchase. So a lot of players will probably never even venture into that world. But for us players who want to play it in docked mode, this could be somewhat of an issue when it comes to performance on some of the games. However, the Steam Deck is still a good ways away. The dock hasn't even been announced for sale yet, so a lot of things could change between now and then. So we'll just simply have to wait and see. I still have a lot of faith in the Steam Deck, and I'm pretty excited for it. But that wraps up our gaming news for this week. Comment down below if you plan on still getting the Steam Deck. Comment down below if you think the Mario Kart 64 drama is going to shatter the Mario Kart 64 community. Comment down below on some of the games that you're excited about from the upcoming Directs or the Direct from this past week. But by all means, go out there, find a great game to play, and just simply have a great rest of the day.